Well, hey there. Welcome to the After Hours Chats podcast. Tiffany here, and I am here with a really, really cool guest. Somebody I met several years ago at a music event, and we've kind of been, following each other on social media over the years. But we caught up on your podcast, for your movie Cuffing Season. And you have so much cool stuff going on, and you've always had some cool stuff going on. So I was like, you know what, hey, I want to have you on my show too. So so this is Javon Bates, and he's pretty much like a Renaissance man, jack of all trades. And I'm actually going, you do so much, so I am actually going to let you give a little intro for yourself, and just anybody who may be brand new to your work, yeah, just tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right. Well, already said my name is Javon Bates, the legacy of films. I do a lot of filmmaking, but I'm a filmmaker, director, producer, writer, composer, creative entrepreneur, founder of Javon Bates Legacy Films, and the founder of Real Opportunity Bridge Foundation, which is a nonprofit committed to empowering independent film professionals through structure, opportunity, and industry level standards. Our work spans across film, music, and literature because I don't just create projects, I build worlds from developing feature films and television concepts, composing original soundtracks, writing novels. I focus on owning the creative ecosystem.
Yes.
But beyond the art, and what I truly do is build infrastructure. So I just create platforms where film professionals can collaborate with integrity, elevate their craft, and build, sustainable careers, not just temporary moments.
Yeah.
So, like, my mission is like simple. I just tell people stories, build strong systems, and leave a legacy that outlives me.
Nice. Yeah, so it's a good thing I just kind of let you, introduce yourself and everything,
Right.
because yeah, you've been doing so much over the years. And I like how, what you said, like you build kind of like an ecosystem, and you like kind of want to just have a, complete like kind of blanket over the whole like entertainment, and really kind of get into that entrepreneurship and everything. And I absolutely love that. I'm totally on board with that myself, with everything that I've been doing as of late
Right.
too. So yeah, so that's awesome. And you just released your newest, I mean, it's not just a film, it's an entire, like, it's like an entire, like
Yeah.
kind of like what you said, like ecosystem, your entertainment ecosystem. It's Cuffing
Yeah.
Season 2026, and it's like,
Yes.
from what, because what we were discussing when I was on your Cuffing Season podcast a
Right.
couple of weeks ago,
Right.
you were saying about how it's like it's a movie, it's a book, it's music, and you had that podcast for a little bit to, like, help, kind of build up to the Cuffing Season premiere and everything. um
Yes.
yeah, tell a little, because I was reading up a little bit on what it's about, and we were kind of discussing it in like that round table discussion on what
Right.
it's about. And it kind of like, it sort of gives like, from what I can recall, like it gives, like, from what I read on it, like it kind of gives like Groundhog Day vibes. Like you kind of keep, like, somebody has to keep repeating that cycle until they learn their lesson
Yeah.
and learn. And I absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's kind of up my alley there. And yeah, but tell a little of how that all came to be, just because it just, like I said, it seems like such an undertaking, but you guys
Right.
all seem to pull it off very well. So.
But yeah, cuffing season started as like a conversation, like a real
Mm.
one. So I just kept seeing how like modern relationships was shaped by like ego,
Mhm.
comparison, social media pressure, and the lack of effort.
Mhm.
So love wasn't disappearing, the
Mhm.
effort was. So accountability was emotional, and
Yeah.
maturity was, so I wanted to create something that was like explored honestly by cinematically.
Mhm.
So it began as like a film concept, and then I realized I couldn't just like leave it in that just that one format.
Mhm.
So the emotion needed music. So that's why I have the album. And then the depth needed a book. So that's why I wrote the poetry book. And then
Mhm.
the conversations needed a podcast. So
Yeah.
that's why I created the podcast. So it evolved into its own media universe. So Cover Season became more than just a movie. It became like a cultural reflection,
Yeah.
like a grown cinematic exploration of relationships, vulnerability, pride, healing, and responsibility. So the inspiration was simple. It was like real experiences, real conversations, and
Mhm.
real consequences. So instead of just talking about it online, I built something that could be tangible and full of media
Mhm.
entity that lives across film, music, literature, and a live experience. So
Yeah.
that's how Cover Season was born.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love it. I love it. And without giving too much away, of course, what, like, was there like a scene in Cuffing Season that maybe jumped out at you a lot, or one that, maybe like, because I know you guys just had your premiere for it on
Right,
February 13th, right before Valentine's Day. So that's very obviously a
right,
very appropriate timing there. But was
right.
there like a particular scene that maybe like you guys as like the filmmakers and creators, like what jumped out at you guys most, or what like maybe
So,
like audience members connected with the most?
so a lot of people were shocked that it was a sci-fi. So it's like a romantic sci-fi.
Mhm.
So the sci-fi came from Kevin is the main character. So Kevin goes to a counselor. We'll just say he's a therapist, and he's
Mhm.
trying to figure out how to save his marriage. And
Yeah.
the counselor's telling him, what to do and the reason why his marriage is not, being the way it is. But one of the
Mhm.
reasons because of his intimacy towards his wife.
Okay.
So what jumps at me and probably the viewers, he goes through these portals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
I love the
that's
whole
what probably
portal
jumped it.
thing. That's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I love it.
without giving it all away, he just go through these different portals. So he goes to
Uh-huh.
like maybe 6, 7 different portals to get
Mhm.
his lesson learned.
Wow. That's yeah, and that's what's so cool because like at first glance it looks like, oh, it's like it's a romantic movie, it's a romantic drama, it's a romantic comedy.
Right.
But then yeah, like you said, like and especially when I was reading the description, I was like, ooh, it kind of has some like kind of supernatural science fiction-y
Yeah, yeah,
elements to it. I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
I love this. This looks like this is exciting here.
yeah.
And
I just wanted to write something different versus the
yeah.
same traditional like love story films. Like I just wanted to do
Mhm.
something different with it. So yeah,
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. And you guys just had your premiere, like I said, on February 13th. How did all that go?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it went great, and I'd like to
Mhm.
give a shout out to everybody who supported, being there or not being there. Like even if you posted about the premiere, if you
Yeah.
shared it, you did
Mhm.
whatever you had to do to help it, become a success. So shout out
Mhm.
to everyone who, helped us, make it a great event. So it was sold out, and
Yeah.
we got the point across. It was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And was there any like memorable moments from the premiere?
Yes, we gave away a community awareness award to
Beautiful.
Dr. Ernest Phillips for his
Okay.
work in the community.
Mhm.
So it's called the Best Off-Screen Success Award, which you call a Boss Award. So we
Mhm.
wanted to make sure he got his recognition before, I ain't gonna say before he died, but before he leave
Yeah.
this earth, we like to give
Of
people their
course.
flowers and their crown
Mhm.
before they leave. So he's been
Yeah.
doing it for like 50, almost like close to 60 years of getting
Mhm.
in the community and helping the poor, feeding
Yeah.
them, clothing them, preaching to them, guiding them, and stuff like that. So,
Mhm. Yeah, oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I'm sure that that was, great to, to be a part of and to make that, a part of your event. Because it's all,
oh
it,
yeah,
because it's always great to, show people, recognition, especially like if they inspired you in any way or anything like
oh
that.
yeah, for
And
sure.
speaking of which, yeah, like who like are there any creators, musicians, filmmakers that maybe influenced cuffing season or influenced your work in general, whether it's past, present? Yeah, and if so, like who are they?
So people like Ryan Coogler, the ability just to tell powerful stories. He just did Sinners, which was a good movie. It's always to get some
Mhm.
good inspiration and different look. And then,
Yeah.
like I said, Christopher Nolan, he's a
Mhm.
good psychological director. Of course, he did the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay, yeah.
Did an
Mhm.
excellent job on that.
Yeah.
He did Inception too, where the buildings was flipping upside down and all that. Like, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Mhm.
the longevity of Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Just his longevity and
Mhm.
excellence, and what he did with Michael Jackson's Thriller was just exceptional. Because I
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like, I kind of took like the inspiration of like, I guess like Michael Jackson Moonwalker and Prince's
Mhm.
Purple Rain, and
Yes.
kind of combined it. So yeah,
Uh-huh. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. And, Michael Jackson's Thriller, Prince's Purple Rain. I mean, those are just classics,
oh
and
yeah, for sure,
of course.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. And like, is there a particular message or anything that you would like, like if say, somebody's watching cuffing season for the first time, like, is there like a particular message that you maybe hope that they would come away with?
Yeah, just pay attention to like your partner or whoever you know what I'm saying, invest your time with,
Mhm.
communicate, figure it out, and hopefully it could work for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And since we do cover some like paranormal stuff on this podcast and there's some supernatural elements in cuffing season. Have you ever had any supernatural or paranormal experiences?
Mm, I'll say I'll say possibly. So
Mhm.
maybe it was a dream, maybe it was a night, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
I say I have had one.
Mhm. Was there one that like stood out to you at all where you were like, "Oh my gosh, like what was that? Like was that real? Was that not real?"
Yeah, yeah, it felt like it was real,
Mhm.
like surreal.
Yeah.
But I forgot, like, it started off as, I forgot the actual term. Like when you actually land on your back and you're just sleeping
Oh, is
and
it
you
like
can't get up
astral projecting or sleep
and you can't
paralysis?
sleep
Sleep
paralysis.
paralysis.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, you can't get up and then you see stuff moving and you see
Yeah.
stuff going. That was like a moment that I probably had. I say that was kind of like supernatural, that
Yeah.
I couldn't move. And I seen something like
Mhm.
move. I didn't know what it was, but yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I had experiences like that. I don't have them anymore, but there was a time when I was kind of going through some stuff and I mean, because lately, like the experiences that I had with like anything paranormal has been more positive. However, like when I was going through some stuff, it was a little bit more, scary. And it
Right.
was, and I had that happen to me where it's like you kind of feel like you're sitting up and moving, but your body isn't, and then
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
out,
Yeah,
and especially, with all of the activity with, like, just having like that new moon and everything. I mean,
right.
sometimes like I will have like, some very vivid dreams and, depending on what's going on, like with all like the
Right.
energies and everything. So, yeah.
Yes.
So are you going to be doing any more like supernatural, themed films like in the future or?
Yep. I have I guess it's like a psychological thriller. It's a multi-genre movie called Dying to Live.
Okay.
And it's very interesting in a way
Mhm.
because a lot of us always saying like we talk about death, but
Yeah.
who really wants to really die when you sit down and think about it? Because some people
Right.
like, well, when I die, but then when you sit down and really think about it, you be like, do I really want to die? So the story, so the story kind
Yeah.
of is about that. It's about this
Mhm.
female attorney,
Mhm.
and she experiences a lot of death around her.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
she gets real paranoid about death a lot.
Mhm.
So long story short, she makes a deal
Yeah.
and she lives forever. But the
Mhm.
catch is that she has to live as other people. So she ends up
Oh.
having to live as her grandmother,
Yeah.
as her mother, and as her sister, and she never
Mhm.
knew about what's going on in her life. So
Oh,
now she's
wow.
being exposed to these
Mhm.
things. And
Yeah.
then now she wants to die now because she sees that her life is better than their lives. So yeah, long
Oh,
story short,
gosh.
it's deeper than that, but I'm just giving you the
That
the picture.
wow. I love that. And yeah, and you guys are going to be you said this is getting ready to be filmed or
Yeah, we start early April filming it. We just had the casting call. We about to lock all our characters down,
beautiful.
locations, and everything. So yeah, it's a locked and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see that. Do you got I mean, and I know you guys are just starting production and everything, but do you have like a goal date or anything that you would like people to watch out for?
Yeah, so that particular movie is we trying to bring it out like 2 days before Halloween. So
Ooh.
October 29th is like the goal date. So we're not saying it's
Yeah.
gold, but that's what we're looking for. Because we
That's a
figure like that's the best time to put it out there, and
yeah.
that's probably the best marketable,
Oh,
time to
yeah.
throw it out there. So,
Yeah, especially with like, the subject matter and, what it's
oh
about.
yeah,
I think, yeah, that's going to be a
yeah,
perfect one to release it
yeah,
around like Halloween time and everything.
yes,
So, yeah, I'll
yeah,
definitely be looking forward to seeing that. And
oh yeah.
yeah,
No, I'm gonna
actually,
keep you updated with that.
yeah, keep me updated, definitely. And because I already had a previous engagement on, February 13th when you guys had the cupping season premiere. So I was like, oh man, I
Right.
was kind of disappointed I couldn't make it. Yeah, if I can, I would definitely like love to like, be at that premiere and
Oh
everything.
yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure.
yay. So,
that
but
has
what,
that has a book too. I wrote the book first
oh, very
for it.
cool.
Yeah, so the book is slightly different, and the only difference is the book take place in an earlier time, so like 40s, 50s, and stuff like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That is
yeah.
so
So I just
cool.
made it modern day for the film. So yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
little different. Same concept, just a little different.
Yeah, yeah, because it takes, so I would think it would take like a little bit of like a larger budget to actually do like
Yes,
a time
yes,
period film.
yeah.
So,
I thought about that too. I was
yeah.
like, let me do it too where I could fit my budget. So I was like, let me make it modern.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but oh, that sounds exciting. Is there going to be like a soundtrack to that too?
Yeah, actually, I did like, let me see, 4 songs already. So we doing 10 songs. So we got about 4 already done. Yep, ready
Mhm.
to go. Yep.
Yeah, and you said, well, the cuffing season soundtrack is more like R&B, you said from, from
Yeah,
our
yeah.
conversation on your podcast. Is it going to be similar style for this one? Or are you going to
No,
delve into
this
something a
this
little
is actually
different?
it's actually a lot different. I
Okay.
have some country, I have some rock, I have some rap, I have
Nice.
some pop. So it's it's multi-genre, just like it's multi-genre on the film.
Oh, nice.
Same idea. Like same thing for for the soundtrack. It's multi-genre.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll definitely be looking forward to that. And but in the meantime, as far as cupping season goes, you guys just had the screening premiere, but is it available yet for streaming, or will it be available, or like how's that going in case, people want to see it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So right now we actually most likely gonna put it in some film festivals.
Okay.
So we gonna see how that kind of work, and then we gonna put it on some streaming platforms after that. So
Mhm.
yeah. And I think we might be doing like one more showing. I'm not sure, but I know for sure we're doing the actual like like I said, film festivals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. But yeah, definitely let me know.
Okay.
If there's going to be like another screening or whatever. Because yeah,
Okay.
I definitely would love to see it and everything. Because it sounds like
Okay.
I said, it just sounds like so cool. Because like I said earlier, like at first glance, it's like, oh, it's going to be your romantic drama, romantic
Right.
comedy, but then it's like, but then as you read the synopsis, it's like, ooh, this is like, yeah, it has like some like
Yeah.
really paranormal supernatural elements to it. And I love the idea of
Yeah.
portals and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, and are you, so you're also doing music for the films, but are you also doing any of your own music right now, or are you focusing on the
No,
film?
I think my niche now is just doing music for the films that I produce at this point. And then
Hmm.
I kind of do maybe if somebody needs something outside of that, like I
Yeah.
would like to produce something else.
Cool.
So yeah, but right now I'm just working on, filming.
Mhm.
Cause it's like ain't nothing like having the ownership and,
Right.
control of kind of what you want to see and hear through a movie. So
No,
yeah.
yeah, I totally hear you. I totally hear that. Um, because the thing is, it's like I like the idea. Having producers is great and all that stuff, but the thing is, it's like I like the idea of being able to, like, how we're in an age where we can do everything pretty much ourselves.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just about,
for
okay.
sure.
Obviously you have to learn. There's definitely learning curves with things, but I love that we live in an age where we kind of can take out the middleman, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Right.
And in a way it's more challenging because then you also have to learn, okay, the business end of it too. You can't just be like,
Exactly.
okay, here's my work. You can do, just put it out
Right.
there. We
Right.
also have to learn the business end of it too. And I was talking with David Fairhead about this actually it wasn't last week, but it was but when we recorded his episode of my podcast, and when I appeared on his podcast, we were talking about it. And and it's kind of like with anything, it has its pros and cons. But if but I think, like, as long as you're willing to, like, sit down and, like, learn the business side, learn how to just take like a day or something and just learn how to, okay, how to use like Google search, how to use,
Yeah.
the algorithms with like YouTube, and
Exactly.
and treat YouTube as a search engine instead of social media, because YouTube actually is a search engine, for those
Yeah.
that maybe that didn't
I
know
call
that
it. I
out
call
there.
it. I call it YouTube University.
Yes, yes. And yeah, absolutely. Learn how to use, things like TubeBuddy, vidIQ, and
Yep.
then, learn, like, okay, so, and I know Instagram, Facebook can be hit or miss, because like and TikTok too, because like some weeks it's like, okay, you're killing it in the algorithms, and then like the next week it's like, okay, crickets. But
Yeah.
it's just, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast. And I don't know about you, but I've had, like, say, like, if it's a slow week, it's like, okay, I'll post something. Okay, maybe it won't get as many likes as the previous week. But then, like, 2 weeks later, that same post, for whatever reason, the algorithm decided it suddenly liked it.
Yes.
And then it's
Yep.
like suddenly it's getting all these likes and all that stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like,
It's weird.
2 weeks ago, like,
Yeah. It's weird.
it
But I
is
think. I
weird.
think you
Yeah.
have. I think you have to figure out the system that works for you.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like the target market, like basically what
Mm-hmm.
your market likes, because you can't like filter it to everybody. Everybody ain't gonna like your stuff. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you
Exactly.
have to know your target. And so
Yeah.
most likely your target people are gonna know. So
Yeah.
that's why websites are so vital too, because
Mhm.
it has nothing to really do with social media. So that's
Right.
more like an intimate thing between you and your target market.
The target market. Exactly. You and the people that you know are going to be into your stuff, because, yeah, because you don't just want to, like, just willy-nilly throw it out there to everybody, because, well, as
Right.
the saying goes, it's like, if you try to appeal to everybody, you appeal to nobody.
Yeah.
And, and the thing is, it's like, and I think a lot of artists are sometimes afraid to niche down, because they think, oh no, well, I'm like blocking out all these other people. And it's like, well, no, no, not necessarily. What
Right.
you're doing though is you're putting your work out to people that actually want to see it and, like, actually
Yes.
care about what you're doing, instead of
Yeah.
just putting it out there to, like, random people that probably won't care, will look at that and be like, okay, why is this in my feed?
Right.
And, and that's not to say that maybe somebody outside of your target audience might not see what you're doing and like it, you know, but you know, but if that happens, great, you know, but hey, great, you know, if somebody who's into like I was telling David Fairhead, I was like, hey, if somebody who's into Taylor Swift likes my stuff, hey, welcome to the family. But you know what, but that's not who in general I'm going to be trying to, you know, get my
Right.
work out, you know, under. So, and I'm sure, you know, you have the same thing. You'll, you know, feel the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I like multiple projects where I'm not
Mhm.
like in the same lane all the time. So
Right.
like you said,
Yeah.
with like cuffing season, and I just told you the new movie has nothing to do with cuffing season.
Mhm.
So you're gonna get different target markets that way too.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be like strategic, you have to use the metrics, you have to
Mhm.
use, you know, analytics and different things like that to
Yes.
figure out how things
Mhm.
go. So I'm definitely a firm believer of, you know, studying
Yeah.
analytics and metrics. So yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, and you've been, you know, you've been in the game for like, you know, quite some time and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
So what, like, for somebody who's just like starting out and not sure if they want to go the independent entrepreneurship route or not, but it interests them, like, what advice would you give to them?
To be honest, I would definitely just become a student. So I would like try to be like an intern or
Mhm.
a part. Just let me work behind the scenes with you because
Mhm.
learning is probably the number one thing you need to do.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Tom Cruise, for example, he never went to acting school, but he always was behind the scenes with directors, learning like how these guys act and move, and so
Mhm.
he was always learning it, and
Yeah.
that's how he became Tom Cruise today. Like just being
Mhm.
behind the scenes, working for free and learning. Well, you ain't
Mhm.
working, you actually just putting in the work and learning. It's like free
Right.
school.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like free school.
Mhm. Oh, that's yeah. No, and I do think that that's important because, you know, I think especially like say for instance if you want to be an actor, it's important to really understand just how the an entire film set would work. You know,
Yes,
just, you know, because that, you know, to me, you know, because I've done, you know, some acting in film and theater and all that stuff. And to me, like knowing what goes on behind the scenes actually made me a better performer. And even with
yeah,
music, you know, um with music, it's I think it's good to know, okay, you know, even like the technical parts of like recording and all that stuff, because number one, you may one day just want to record your own stuff in your own studio, not have to bother like driving and
right,
paying a gazillion dollars or whatever. You know, you may want to record your own stuff one day, so or you may want to make your own film one day, you know. So
yeah,
even from that perspective, you know, just trying to learn as much as you can actually really just open doors there. So, yeah, I
sure.
mean, absolutely. I mean, and, you know, I've, you know, even with just stuff that I've learned over the years, you know, I'm actually starting to put more to use, like with podcasting, and I'm, you know, developing my own web series, Lost in a Nightmare, that I kind of soft launched on Halloween, but, you know, but, you know, and then I'm, you know, creating new music, I'm writing a new album. So, I mean, you know, and yeah, I'm really, I mean, I'm glad you said that, to like never stop learning, and to
Right.
even, you know, even if you're just like kind of like what Tom Cruise did, like where you're just kind of hanging out and just kind of watching how people work and how people act. And you
Yep.
know, I just think that that is such valuable advice, because I know some, you know, because some people they get into it, oh, I just want to be an actor, like, oh, I just want to sing, and you
Yeah.
know, and there's nothing
I
wrong
want to be
with
a
that.
filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean, and there's not, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I do think it's important to take in and learn as much as you can, even if you don't think you'll be using it, because one day chances are you'll probably be using it, and then you'll be
Oh yeah, for
glad
sure. For
that
sure.
you knew how to do that. Like, you know, I mean, even if it's a situation where you're like, okay, I'm making my own film, and the person that, I don't know, does the boom mic, it like has a diva fit and walks out, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm on the boom mic. So
Right.
it's not a bad idea to learn a little bit of everything, you know.
You're right.
You never know
You're
when you
right.
might need it.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Mhm. Yeah. So, and how was, behind the scenes production on cupping season? Was it like, like, was it free flowing or did you guys have some challenges or?
The only challenge I had, to be technically true, was originally it was supposed to be for the R&B artist that I've
Mhm.
worked with.
Mhm.
So it was like either scrap the project or what you gonna do. So
Right.
me being a creator, I was like, you know what? I know a lot of actors, so I still can
Mhm.
pull it off. All I gotta do is just write the story a little differently,
Yeah.
and still put it out there because I still had his, I ain't gonna say permission because we both worked on it together, but I still had his grace to still do the songs and everything. So it still came out good. But that's the only thing that came out. That was a little difficult, but we worked it out. So
Yeah.
it was great on set. Like we had a great time. Seriously,
That's cool.
we spent
Yeah.
like 4 days making it. So it was great.
Mhm. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. So like where can people like find you and find I know you said like you're gonna, put cuffing season in
Oh
some
yeah,
what do you call it?
film
Film
festivals.
like film festivals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Had a little brain fart there, but
sorry.
but yeah, but but yeah, like where can people like find you and like find cuffing season and all of that?
All right. So the best way to find me, and I'll say this, is the website. So
Mhm.
JB as in Bobby legacyfilms.com. So that's
Mhm.
JB legacyfilms.com. And if
Okay.
you're on social media, you'll find JB Legacy Films. So that's like Instagram.
Mhm.
If you type in like go to Facebook, it'll be Javon Bates the Legacy Films, and that's pretty much it. YouTube, it'll be JB Legacy Films also.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll put those in the description and everything. And yeah, cool. And what's next for you? Because I know you said you're doing that next film for Halloween. But is there like anything else that you're working on, or is your focus on mainly getting that film done and out?
Yeah, I got two other projects. One of them I can't really say right now, and
Yeah.
then the other one is a comedy. Shout out to Norma Davis. It's her actual project. She has me directing it.
Nice.
So yeah, so we sat down and put this. She put the script already together. I just went and
Hmm.
put some input in or whatever. But it's a comedy, so it's a special comedy. I think people gonna like it. It's a short, and then just concentrating on the nonprofit Real Opportunity Bridge Foundation too. So that's like the other move, major move that I'm actually working on for, like I said, for
Yeah.
independent filmmakers, not filmmakers,
Hmm.
film professionals. So that's makeup artists, musical artists,
Nice.
boom specialists, anything that's has to do with film. We consider
Hmm.
them film professionals. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, all right. And anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, and you could check out the Real Opportunity Bridge Foundation at that's REEL bridge.org. So that's real, like the movie real,
Yeah.
bridge.org.
Nice.
Sign up to be a member.
Fabulous.
Yep.
Yay.
It's
All
free. It's
right.
free.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for, stopping on here and, just telling us a little bit about your project and just like, just sharing some behind the scenes stuff and just some of your experience in the independent film and music and, you
Thank
know,
you.
in
Thank
independent book world too, because you're also
Yeah.
like writing a book as well. So,
Right.
where can people like get your books?
They can go to the website. You can go to Barnes and Noble or Amazon, but I'm
Hmm.
warning you, it's gonna be like a higher price.
Right.
But on the website, you'll get the special normal price on the website. So
There you go.
jblegacyfilms.com.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, yeah. And just like, yeah, thank you so much for coming on and just sharing, just your experience and, and a little, maybe, we got a little into like some ghost stories too. So, but,
Hey, that was fun. That was fun.
yes. Thank
Yeah, that
you.
was fun.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have to have you back on, like, when time comes, like a little bit closer to the release of the next film at
Oh
Halloween
yeah.
time. So yeah,
Yep.
that'll be
Oh yeah.
fun. So
I can't
yeah.
wait to bring you back on too. So we're
All
gonna do
right.
a you're gonna do something for that too, another
Oh,
podcast series for that.
oh,
So
sweet. Yeah, yeah, I'd love to
yeah.
come back on. Yeah, so definitely let me know too. So
Okay.
all right. Well, thank you so much. And this was Javon Bates, who's like filmmaker, author, musician, producer, pretty much everything under the sun. And I'll leave his links and stuff in the description. And again, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. And
No
thank
problem.
you all out there for listening. And as always, stay safe, stay fierce, and stay spooky. So thank you so much.
All right.
And
Thank you. Thank you
all
for
right,
having me. I appreciate
bye.
you.
Have a good
All
night.
right.
Okay.
Yep.